Hey, what's up, traders? Today's Monday, December 5th, 8:34 a.m. Here's your morning ideas. Okay, gang. So first thing we're going to do at the beginning of the week is we're going to check the news. So you can look over here. Let's just do this week. You guys know that I use this because I've used this forever. We've got some PPI stuff on Friday, some ISI services, PMI. I wouldn't worry too much about this today. So the coast is pretty clear for the news this week. If we look back to what we did last week, remember a lot of this is news driven, right, guys? A lot of this is based on, and I talked about this on Friday a little bit, a lot of this is based on what's going on in the interest rates, and everything is kind of tied to that. So the good news, bad news kind of thing on Friday, with the jobs report being so good, it pushed the market down. However, remember when we talked about that on Friday, the scene of the crime was about 4081, and I said, hey, there's two things that can happen here off of the open. What we're going to do is here was the let's pick the small picture bigger. Here was the move down off of the news, and I said, guys, we're looking for 4010 to be tested off of the open and to see if it will hold. And if it does, and we can gain some kind of strength higher and we can hold, you're looking for the market to take all of it back and come right back to 4081. And what did we do? We came all the way back to 4081 by the close and took all of it back. And it's very, very common. In fact, if you go back and look at Friday's morning ideas, in the description, I think I said that is to watch if this market gains any momentum and can hold higher prices, that we will likely get all the way back up to 4081 and take it all back. And that's what happens on these news moves a lot of times. So we took it all back on Friday, and then we got kind of an ugly looking profile with a very weak high overnight. So I'm looking for, if we look big picture, where are we? Let's go back here. We are still trading above this balance that we just came out of. So we moved above on news. We pulled back on news. We bounced off of 4010, and now we're trading in the 4050 area. I don't see any reason why this market can't go higher. Again, I'm gonna keep an eye on 4010. Should we pull back, 4010 is still looms pretty large, because that's a pretty big balance area. And if we can't hold on to 4010, then 3950 is almost when it gets back in here, very, very high probability we get back to 3950 if we break back into this red box here. Okay, so if you're a buyer or if you're bullish on this market, you really want the market to stay above 4010. All right, higher prices, it's kind of hard to say because we haven't been here in a while. I mean, it's been since September where we were at higher prices than we are right now. And it was pretty thin up here. So if I look back the last time we were here and I drew some kind of a profile over that period of time when we were, even if I include all of this, you can see that the most traded price would be 4130, which is above us still. But you can see how it's hard to see anything here. We got a very thin profile below and a very thin profile above, and the majority of the meat traded in 4130. So likely any kind of push up will get tangled up in that 4130 area, and ultimately start to head towards, if we can get through 4130, start heading towards 4200. I think 4200 would be the next kind of big area if we can get through 4130. So 4130 becomes an area that I want to look for. Should the market go higher, you can see right here, that's 4132. That's 80 points above us. With any kind of volume and any kind of volatility, we can get there today. Although we do have some room to, we do have some work to do, because we only have 80% relative volume, which means that we only have about 80% of the relative of the volume of the average when you compare it to the average of the last 20 days. Okay. So that's kind of like the big picture here. If you're looking just at overnight profile, you have it over underline at 4065, where the market will, if we take this guy back, the market will probably have to make some kind of a decision here at 40.65 because you have these two distributions. And I've talked about the double distribution profiles in the past where I really like this because it gives you a, let me make it bigger for you. It gives you a pretty good idea of, okay, make a decision, market. As the market pushes higher, we'll likely push higher off of the open. You get a nice taper here at the bottom. Probably push higher on the open towards VWAP. If we push through and we get to 40.65, then the market's got to decide, do we stay down in this distribution down here, or do we move into the upper distribution up here? If we move through the upper distribution, I would expect the market to take out the week high we have overnight and start to push towards the overnight high, which is up here at 40.75. Just know that the middle of this distribution is basically right where we closed on Friday as well. So since we closed there on Friday, the market will naturally drag or push towards that area as a okay, let's get back to where we were on Friday kind of thing. And that's right at the middle of that distribution. So I really think that 40.65 is inevitable off of the open. We're only trading 10 points below it right now. So I wouldn't get too caught up until the market in picking a direction until the market gets up there and tests that. If we get a big failure, you can look for shorts. If we push through, I would look to try to get long and get on for the ride. You get for the continuation higher. Okay, so I'll stop it there. We will be extending some of this the Barstool Arizona Bowl promotions. We do have some extra tickets that we're going to give away. There won't be any kind of requirement to buy anything or to use any coupon code or anything like that. I will put that link in the description below, and I hope you guys have a great week, and we're really looking forward to a lot of the things that we have coming up here. So give us a shout if you guys have anything, and we'll talk to you guys soon.